One of the jobs I have held professionally was for about a 5-year period. I ran an innovation management initiative, and the goal was to drive change in organizations. Change has purpose, though. The purpose that I had was to create efficiencies back when the economy went sour or went bad after the housing crisis. My goal was to actually find efficiency in different areas of the company and to tie those efficiencies to financial outcomes. And I wanted to take a minute here to share with you some of the competencies, I should say, that drive success as an OD practitioner when doing change management. And when we say change management, we mean organized change. An approach you could apply towards doing something new, no matter what the project, no matter what the industry, no matter what the level of the organization. And whenever you're dealing with change or trying to drive change, these are some of the things that I have learned from my experiences that an OD practitioner needs to embrace at times. And it's my hope that just kind of going through this list with you real quick will create some perspective around how we go about the class. The class is designed to actually at times hit upon these different things, and the projects that I assign, the tests, the assignments, my approach is designed to get you a little bit of exposure to these things and to try to help you see how all these different competencies can be pulled together to drive change. As an OD practitioner, if we're going to drive change, one of the things we have to do is deal with ambiguity, ambiguous situations. We have to be used to just in real life, just kind of getting thrown into this abyss and trying to make sense of it. And we have to be used to creating our own direction. In the process, we have to be approachable. The book even states that dealing with change and driving improvements in organizations is very stressful. We have to maintain our composure, and we have to always be approachable. We have to be confident. We have to have good command skills. And we've got to be able to manage conflict. All right? We have to be very creative. One of the things that I will ask you guys to do is I'll give you project milestones, and I will ask you to get creative in terms of how you think about situations. What do you think might go on? There are times you'll probably ask me for some direction, and I might come back to you and say, if you were in this business situation, what do you think might need to happen in order to drive the change forward? So it kind of puts some of that creativity back on the OD practitioner. There are times I'm going to be asking you to work with your groups to create scenarios and frame them a certain way in terms of how they would make sense for the change initiative. We at times have to be good decision makers because sometimes there's a decision to take a different direction, a decision, is it paying off, meaning the change initiative paying off or not? We often have to be project managers and assume the role of manager of this new change initiative, which is not a traditional initiative in the organization. We at times we will have people working with us. They're going to be looking to us for direction because we're trying to do something innovative, something new, something different. And all these things I'm talking about so far, people are going to look to us to have this presence and to have confidence in what we're doing. We're going to have to build trust with people, and that's going to involve organizational and political savvy. There's going to be politics that we have to deal with. We're going to have to, at times, stand on our own 2 feet. The very people sometimes that ask us to drive change may challenge the very nature of what we're doing. So we always have to be able to show them the value of what we're doing. And the projects that I have you work on are designed to take you through that thought process. Like I just said, we always have to quantify and measure our work. We have to find the right combination of business metrics in order to show value. HR folks, technology folks, operations folks, line folks, sales folks, marketing folks, all have different metrics in their respective business units that add value. We have to understand what those metrics are based on where our change initiative is landing, and then what we have to do is we have to then go and tie those to financial metrics. Okay, so these are the things that we need to become good at. We have to learn to motivate other people, because as managers, as that leadership presence around the change initiative, at times things will be easy, at times things will be hard. We have to learn to motivate. We have to negotiate for resources, money, time, people, prying them away from their regular jobs to come and give this new, unfamiliar, different initiative time. And that is tough because people are having to take what limited time, energy, and resources they have away from the traditional norm of what they're doing and focus on what we're asking them to do. We have to learn to persevere and not give up. We have to be good presenters. At times in the class, I'm going to have you guys towards the end of the class present your final projects, and I'm going to provide you very specific guidance about how to go about doing that, because we've got to learn to present our change management initiatives the right way so that people get it, understand it, and connect with it. We've got to be problem solvers. We've got to figure out new processes and ways of doing things, and we've got to leverage people around that, and we've got to get them excited about that. We always have to understand the results of what we're doing. And that comes from some of those metrics, the managing and measuring work that I was talking about. But we have to constantly remind people that the results of this hard work that we're doing is not for nothing. Basically, this is, probably should say, sizing up people. We have to basically be able to put together good teams. We've got to be able to know how to assemble the right teams and lobby for the right teams of people to work with us and understand what they're capable of. And when that doesn't work out, sometimes we have to pick up the ball and run with it on our own. I mean, these are the things that, leaders do. And what we're looking to do here is we're looking to drive productive change in an organization. Okay? Building effective teams, being project managers, managing time frames, managing timetables, connecting the importance of various elements of a project to different areas of the organization's strategy, and helping people stay organized and focused in terms of what they're doing. So, that's what a project manager does, and there's some tools, basic tools, I'll give you that might help. Understanding other people. One of the ways we build trust and we build teams that want to work with us is we understand where they're coming from. What's meaningful to them? You're lobbying help and support from limited resources in an organization as an external OD consultant to get something done. The goal here is to understand where other people are coming from and what they're going through and what they need so that you can offer them something in return and show them the value of what you're doing. That's critical. That's key. And in turn, they will understand us, and they will, help us drive the change management efforts. Written communications is another thing. I'm going to have you guys write papers at times. Well, we have to be able to write effectively about what we're doing as people in the organization ask. Managing vision and purpose is the last one I've chose to mention here. We have a vision around what this new change might look like when it's all said and done, and a lot of times we're the only ones who don't lose sight of that vision. We have to constantly remind people of what the desired end state is and show them why we're on a good path in terms of getting there. If we can bring these qualities to the workplace, in our jobs, in our professions, this, is only going to help us be more effective and more successful in what we do. And it's my hope that, this class will help you develop these competencies and start understanding how they all tie together to drive a really effective and successful change management initiative, project management initiative. So thanks for listening, and again, I hope this high-level perspective on the course helps. Everything that we read about in the text, every discussion we have, every project we work on is designed to help make the students in the class better at these things. When we do our group work, certain people are better at certain competencies than others. Well, that's why it's so effective to understand and get the group formed early so that we know who has what strengths. We know who can do certain things the best, right? That's going to help you build teams, direct people. I mean, just the very nature of working in groups helps you do these things. As students, I mean, again, you can read about it all you want, but sometimes you just got to get in there and you've got to start doing it. So again, I hope this was helpful. I look forward to working with you in the class to help you develop these competencies and develop an appreciation and an understanding for how they can all complement one another to drive positive and meaningful change in organizations.